Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank all of you for being here. You are more than welcome joining me in my home, my kitchen, and of course in my heart. This is That's Where the Flavor's At, and we're just so thrilled to cook for you guys today. So today, ready, everybody?
Thank you for having us.
There we go. We got. That's what I want. That's what I want. More of that.
I'm ready to get my feet on.
That's what I want. All right.
Start cooking.
We're going to start off today by making a shellfish stock. I've talked about stocks in the past. I've talked about the need or just how much better a dish is going to be, whether it's a sauce, a soup, whatever the case may be. How much better when you make a stock from whatever flavor profile you're looking to achieve. Today, we're going to make a shellfish stock because in the next episode, coming up after this one, we're going to make lobster risotto. So, I've got my big pan on the stovetop. I'm drizzling a little bit of olive oil, just like that. Getting a little heat coming off of that. I'm going to throw in, what? Butter, because that's where the flavor's at. A little bit more. Boom. All right, we'll get that sizzling. Here I have my pan of saved shrimp shells, lobster shells, crab shells. Anytime I buy anything with a shell or a bone, these things get saved just for this very reason. Because believe it or not, it's amazing how much wonderful flavor comes from something as simple as this. So we're going to throw that in. Everything that's in that pan is going to go in. Honey, do we need the? No? Okay, good. All right. So we'll just start to mix these in, into the pan a little bit. Let them hit the bottom and release its flavors into the pan. You'll get the smells. You'll get the aromas very soon.
Any shellfish.
Anything with a shell. If you're making a shellfish stock. If you're making a fish stock, obviously, fish bones, fish skins, anything that's got flavor to it, it can go into a pot with a little white wine, a bay leaf, some herbs, some fresh vegetables. You can create some really wonderful flavors. You want to smash them all up. If you're making a beef stock, obviously beef bones, veal stock, the same. It's amazing how much flavor can be taken, come from shells, bones. All right, so we're starting to get a little bit of color on the shells. They're starting to, again, impart or release their flavors. I'm going to throw in a couple of bay leaves. Got my nice little container of freshly chopped vegetables. In here I have celery, I have onion, I have carrot, I have fennel, and I have garlic. I'm going to just throw all that right in there.
What's the fancy word for it?
Mirepoix. The holy. Oh, get in there.
I like it with the fennel though.
At this point, I'm going to add the tomato paste. Just another depth of flavor. Also adds a nice little bit of color to the stock when it's done. All right, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. Turn the heat up, and we're going to Deline, excuse yourself. All right, deglaze time. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear that roughly a cup of wine. I usually go a little bit beyond that. And we'll go ahead and stir this around. We'll make sure that we're getting all the flavors off the bottom of the pan. Very important that you get those little flavor bits off the bottom of the pan. All right, so we've deglazed with white wine. At this point, we can go ahead and top with the water. Oops. Oh, I peed myself. All right, so what you want to do is here, you want to try to cover all the shells, not shelves, with maybe about an inch or two above the level. All right, so here's where you get to take a break. All right, this is where you've got your shells have released a lot of their flavors into the pot. The white wine has brought them all together. We've topped it with water. This is where you turn this to about a simmering heat. So I usually set this at around 3 or 4, uncovered, and we let this go for about 2 to 3 hours. Just a nice slow simmer. Let it just, again, draw as much flavor from it as it possibly can get. After that, I'll tell you what, let's take a break. We're going to let this simmer for 3 hours, and we'll come back. See you in a little bit. Thanks. All right, so it's been about 2.5, 3 hours. It felt like it, too. It just flew by. One of the things I didn't talk about when we first left is I actually added some fresh herbs. I like a little flat leaf parsley, a little thyme, and a little chervil. Just adds, again, another little layer of flavor. So here we have carrots, onions, celery, fennel, parsley. What did I leave out? Chervil. All right. And bay leaf. And bay leaf. What is chervil?
What is it?
I don't know. Some herb. Some herb. It's some herb. You know what? I honestly, I saw it at Whole Foods. I said, let me throw this in there too. All right. So now we're going to strain. This is the hard part. All right. Strain out as much flavor. Typically what I'll do is, well, actually not typically. Right now we're going to sort of push all this in. Again, try to get as much flavor out of this collection of shells and mirepoix and herbs as possible. Oh. Need a mop up on aisle 4. Oh, let's see. Hopefully we don't make a mess here. All right.
Wow.
And then we're going to throw this in. And we're going to crank up the heat. And again, we're going to let this reduce.
You were at 3 or 4 before.
And I've taken up to about 8 or 9.
To a boil? Or
To a boil, I want to reduce this down. I want to get this reduced down to about half of what you see here. Even more so, depending on, again, how much intensity you want it to play.
intensity, but will that thicken? Or will that...
It will not thicken. There's no thickening agents in this whatsoever. It'll be just a nice, clean, flavorful shellfish stock. All right, this has been a lot of fun. We've taken up a lot of everybody's time. As you can see, we have reduced the liquid to about 1/3 of where it was. This is the last step in the final process here. I'm going to take a nice fine chinois or sieve, and I'm going to empty this into there, getting any of the remaining solids that might be in the stock. All right, lift up, but don't go up, don't go away. Shake it. Give a little pat, give a little pat.
No wonder Gary was so close. He was way out the door last week.
All right. You put that over there. Take that away. Thank you, sweetheart. And there you have your final finished product, a very rich, very intense shellfish stock. We started with probably about 4 gallons of liquid, and we reduced it down to about 1 quart. All right, a lot of intensity, a lot of flavor. It doesn't take a whole lot to make, like I said, whether it be a cream sauce, a red sauce, or just like I said, a nice butter sauce. A little bit of this will go a long way in terms of flavor and adding a nice depth of flavor to whatever dish you're looking to make.
Yay!
Is that it? All right. That's our episode for shellfish stock. Come back next week, because next week we're going to use some of this wonderful stock to make lovely lobster risotto. To all our friends here tonight, to all of you watching, we're very grateful. What's the name of the show?
We'll probably be in the same clothes next week.
Wait, I got a new shirt with me.
Everybody yell it out loud. What's the name of the show? That's where the flavor's at. Thanks very much. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah.